turn up,
turn up.
現れる。
She turned up at the party unexpectedly.
She turned up at the party unexpectedly.
彼女は予期せずパーティーに現れた。
He always turns up late to meetings.
He always turns up late to meetings.
彼はいつも会議に遅れて現れる。
They didn't turn up at the appointment.
They didn't turn up at the appointment.
彼らは約束の時間に現れなかった。
Turn up,
Turn up.
turn up.
Turn up.
を見つける。現れる。
She turned up a missing document.
She turned up a missing document.
彼女は行方不明の書類を見つけた。
He turned up an interesting article.
He turned up an interesting article.
彼は興味深い記事を見つけた。
They turned up some old photos.
They turned up some old photos.
彼らはいくつかの古い写真を見つけた。
Turn up,
Turn up.
under control.
Under control.
制御されて。
The situation is now under control.
The situation is now under control.
状況は現在制御されている。
They worked hard to get the fire under control.
They worked hard to get the fire under control.
彼らは火災を制御するために一生懸命働いた。
He kept his emotions under control.
He kept his emotions under control.
彼は自分の感情を制御した。
Under control.
Under control.
Under the influence of.
Under the influence of.
の影響下で。
He was driving under the influence of alcohol.
He was driving under the influence of alcohol.
彼はアルコールの影響下で運転していた。
She made the decision under the influence of stress.
She made the decision under the influence of stress.
彼女はストレスの影響下で決定を下した。
They acted under the influence of peer pressure.
They acted under the influence of peer pressure.
彼らは同調圧力の影響下で行動した。
Under the influence of.
Under the influence of.
Up to.
Up to.
に至るまで。
The road is closed up to the bridge.
The road is closed up to the bridge.
道路は橋まで閉鎖されている。
He saved money up to his goal amount.
He saved money up to his goal amount.
彼は目標金額までお金を貯めた。
They worked up to the deadline.
They worked up to the deadline.
彼らは締め切りまで働いた。
Up to.
Up to.
Watch out for.
Watch out for.
に注意する。
Watch out for cars when crossing the street.
Watch out for cars when crossing the street.
通りを渡るときは車に注意して。
He told her to watch out for pickpockets.
He told her to watch out for pickpockets.
彼は彼女にスリに注意するように言った。
They need to watch out for changes in the weather.
They need to watch out for changes in the weather.
彼らは天候の変化に注意する必要がある。
Watch out for.
Watch out for.
Without fail.
Without fail.
必ず。
She completes her assignments on time without fail.
She completes her assignments on time without fail.
彼女は必ず時間通りに課題を終わらせる。
He attends every meeting without fail.
He attends every meeting without fail.
彼は必ずすべての会議に出席する。
They follow the rules without fail.
They follow the rules without fail.
彼らは必ずルールに従う。
Without fail.
Without fail.
Work out.
Work out.
を解決する、うまくいく。
They worked out the problem together.
They worked out the problem together.
彼らは一緒に問題を解決した。
She worked out the details of the plan.
She worked out the details of the plan.
彼女は計画の詳細を解決した。
He worked out a solution on his own.
He worked out a solution on his own.
彼は自分で解決策を見つけた。
Work out.
Work out.
Be afraid of.
Be afraid of.
を恐れる。
She is afraid of heights.
She is afraid of heights.
彼女は高所恐怖症だ。
He is afraid of spiders.
He is afraid of spiders.
彼は雲を恐れている。
They are afraid of the dark.
They are afraid of the dark.
彼らは暗闇を恐れている。
Be afraid of.
Be afraid of.
Be angry with.
Be angry with.
に怒っている。
She is angry with him for being late.
She is angry with him for being late.
彼女は彼が遅れたことに怒っている。
He is angry with his friend for breaking the promise.
He is angry with his friend for breaking the promise.
彼は友達が約束を破ったことに怒っている。
They are angry with the company for poor service.
They are angry with the company for poor service.
彼らは会社の悪いサービスに怒っている。
Be angry with.
Be angry with.
Be ashamed of.
Be ashamed of.
を恥じている。
She is ashamed of her behavior.
She is ashamed of her behavior.
彼女は自分の行動を恥じている。
He is ashamed of failing the test.
He is ashamed of failing the test.
彼はテストに落ちたことを恥じている。
They are ashamed of their mistakes.
They are ashamed of their mistakes.
彼らは自分たちの間違いを恥じている。
Be ashamed of.
Be ashamed of.
Be associated with.
Be associated with.
と関係がある。
She is associated with the new project.
She is associated with the new project.
彼女は新しいプロジェクトに関係がある。
He is associated with the organization.
He is associated with the organization.
彼はその組織と関係がある。
They are associated with the recent events.
They are associated with the recent events.
彼らは最近の出来事と関係がある。
Be associated with.
Be associated with.
Be capable of.
Be capable of.
の能力がある。
She is capable of solving the problem.
She is capable of solving the problem.
彼女は問題を解決する能力がある。
He is capable of leading the team.
He is capable of leading the team.
彼はチームをリードする能力がある。
They are capable of achieving great things.
They are capable of achieving great things.
彼らは素晴らしいことを達成する能力がある。
Be capable of.
Be capable of.
Be excited about.
Be excited about.
に興奮している。
She is excited about the upcoming trip.
She is excited about the upcoming trip.
彼女は今度の旅行に興奮している。
He is excited about starting his new job.
He is excited about starting his new job.
彼は新しい仕事を始めることに興奮している。
They are excited about the concert tonight.
They are excited about the concert tonight.
彼らは今夜のコンサートに興奮している。
Be excited about.
Be excited about.
Be independent of.
Be independent of.
から独立している。
She is independent of her parents.
She is independent of her parents.
彼女は両親から独立している。
He wants to be independent of financial support.
He wants to be independent of financial support.
彼は経済的支援から独立したいと思っている。
They are independent of each other.
They are independent of each other.
彼らはお互いに独立している。
Be independent of.
Be independent of.
Call up.
Call up.
に電話をかける。
She called up her friend to chat.
She called up her friend to chat.
彼女はおしゃべりするために友達に電話をかけた。
He called up the office to confirm the appointment.
He called up the office to confirm the appointment.
彼は約束を確認するためにオフィスに電話をかけた。
They called up the customer service department.
They called up the customer service department.
彼らはカスタマーサービス部門に電話をかけた。
Call up.
Call up.
Carry on with.
Carry on with.
を続ける。
She decided to carry on with her studies.
She decided to carry on with her studies.
彼女は勉強を続けることに決めた。
He carried on with his work despite the noise.
He carried on with his work despite the noise.
彼は騒音にもかかわらず仕事を続けた。
They carried on with their journey.
They carried on with their journey.
彼らは旅を続けた。
Carry on with.
Carry on with.
Check out.
Check out.
チェックアウトする。
They checked out of the hotel early in the morning.
They checked out of the hotel early in the morning.
彼らは早朝にホテルをチェックアウトした。
She checked out the latest book from the library.
She checked out the latest book from the library.
彼女は図書館から最新の本をチェックアウトした。
He checked out of the hospital after recovering.
He checked out of the hospital after recovering.
彼は回復後に病院をチェックアウトした。
Check out.
Check out.
Come up to.
Come up to.
に達する。
The water level came up to his knees.
The water level came up to his knees.
水位は彼の膝まで達した。
Her performance came up to expectations.
Her performance came up to expectations.
彼女のパフォーマンスは期待に達した。
They came up to the required standards.
They came up to the required standards.
彼らは必要な基準に達した。
Come up to.
Come up to.
Fall in love with.
Fall in love with.
に恋をする。
She fell in love with him at first sight.
She fell in love with him at first sight.
彼女は一目で彼に恋をした。
He fell in love with the city during his visit.
He fell in love with the city during his visit.
彼は訪問中にその都市に恋をした。
They fell in love with each other quickly.
They fell in love with each other quickly.
彼らはすぐにお互いに恋をした。
Fall in love with.
Fall in love with.
For now.
For now.
今のところ。
Let's leave it as it is for now.
Let's leave it as it is for now.
今のところ、そのままにしておこう。
For now, he is staying with a friend.
For now, he is staying with a friend.
今のところ、彼は友人のところに滞在している。
They decided to wait for now.
They decided to wait for now.
今のところ、彼らは待つことに決めた。
For now.
For now.
For the time being.
For the time being.
当分の間。
For the time being, they will work from home.
For the time being, they will work from home.
当分の間、彼らは自宅で仕事をする。
She is taking a break for the time being.
She is taking a break for the time being.
彼女は当分の間休憩をとっている。
He will stay in the country for the time being.
He will stay in the country for the time being.
彼は当分の間、田舎に滞在する。
For the time being.
For the time being.
Get along with.
Get along with.
と仲良くする。
She gets along with her coworkers.
She gets along with her coworkers.
彼女は同僚と仲良くしている。
He doesn't get along with his neighbors.
He doesn't get along with his neighbors.
彼は隣人と仲良くしていない。
They get along with each other very well.
They get along with each other very well.
彼らはお互いに非常に仲良くしている。
Get along with.
Get along with.
Get in.
Get in.
に乗る。
She got in the car and drove off.
She got in the car and drove off.
彼女は車に乗って走り去った。
He got in the taxi and gave the address.
He got in the taxi and gave the address.
彼はタクシーに乗り、住所を教えた。
They got in the bus just before it left.
They got in the bus just before it left.
彼らはバスが出発する直前に乗った。
Get in.
Get in.
Give into.
Give into.
に屈する。
She finally gave into the pressure.
She finally gave in to the pressure.
彼女は最終的にプレッシャーに屈した。
He didn't want to give in to his fears.
He didn't want to give in to his fears.
彼は恐怖に屈したくなかった。
They gave in to the demands after negotiations.
They gave in to the demands after negotiations.
交渉の末、彼らは要求に屈した。
Give into.
Give in to.
Give up on.
Give up on.
を諦める。
She gave up on her dream of becoming a dancer.
She gave up on her dream of becoming a dancer.
彼女はダンサーになる夢を諦めた。
He gave up on fixing the old car.
He gave up on fixing the old car.
彼は古い車の修理を諦めた。
They gave up on trying to change his mind.
They gave up on trying to change his mind.
彼らは彼の考えを変えようとすることを諦めた。
Give up on.
Give up on.
Go into.
Go into.
を調査する。
They went into the details of the project.
They went into the details of the project.
彼らはプロジェクトの詳細を調査した。
She went into the reasons behind the decision.
She went into the reasons behind the decision.
彼女はその決定の理由を調査した。
He went into the matter thoroughly.
He went into the matter thoroughly.
彼はその問題を徹底的に調査した。
Go into.
Go into.
Hold on to.
Hold on to.
を持ち続ける。
She held on to the hope of finding him.
She held on to the hope of finding him.
彼女は彼を見つける希望を持ち続けた。
He held on to the belief that he would succeed.
He held on to the belief that he would succeed.
彼は成功するという信念を持ち続けた。
They held on to the tradition for generations.
They held on to the tradition for generations.
彼らは世代にわたってその伝統を持ち続けた。
Hold on to.
Hold on to.
In case.
In case.
の場合に備えて、
Take an umbrella in case it rains.
Take an umbrella in case it rains.
雨が降る場合に備えて傘を持って行ってください。
She brought extra food in case of emergency.
She brought extra food in case of emergency.
彼女は緊急時に備えて余分な食料を持ってきた。
He took notes in case he needed to remember later.
He took notes in case he needed to remember later.
後で思い出す必要がある場合に備えて彼はメモを取った。
In case.
In case.
In person.
In person.
直接に、
She wants to meet him in person.
She wants to meet him in person.
彼女は彼に直接会いたい。
He delivered the message in person.
He delivered the message in person.
彼はメッセージを直接届けた。
They prefer to discuss the matter in person.
They prefer to discuss the matter in person.
彼らはその問題を直接話し合いたいと考えている。
In person.
In person.
In the absence of.
In the absence of.
の不在で、
In the absence of the manager, she took charge.
In the absence of the manager, she took charge.
マネージャーが不在の間、彼女が指揮を取った。
The meeting was cancelled in the absence of a quorum.
The meeting was cancelled in the absence of a quorum.
定則数が不在のため、会議はキャンセルされた。
In the absence of evidence, the case was dismissed.
In the absence of evidence, the case was dismissed.
証拠がないため、ケースは却下された。
In the absence of.
In the absence of.
Interfere with.
Interfere with.
を妨げる、
The noise interfered with her concentration.
The noise interfered with her concentration.
騒音が彼女の集中を妨げた。
He didn't want to interfere with their plans.
He didn't want to interfere with their plans.
彼は彼らの計画を妨げたくなかった。
They tried to interfere with the process.
They tried to interfere with the process.
彼らはプロセスを妨げようとした。
Interfere with.
Interfere with.
Keep from.
Keep from.
を控える、
She tried to keep from laughing during the meeting.
She tried to keep from laughing during the meeting.
彼女は会議中に笑うのを控えようとした。
He kept from eating sweets to stay healthy.
He kept from eating sweets to stay healthy.
彼は健康を保つために甘いものを食べるのを控えた。
They kept from making any hasty decisions.
They kept from making any hasty decisions.
彼らは急いで決定を下すのを控えた。
Keep from.
Keep from.
Keep one's word.
Keep one's word.
約束を守る、
She always keeps her word.
She always keeps her word.
彼女はいつも約束を守る。
He kept his word and finished the project on time.
He kept his word and finished the project on time.
彼は約束を守り、時間通りにプロジェクトを終わらせた。
They trust him because he keeps his word.
They trust him because he keeps his word.
彼らは彼が約束を守るので信頼している。
Keep one's word.
Keep one's word.
Go over.
Go over.
を見直す、
She went over her notes before the test.
She went over her notes before the test.
彼女はテストの前にノートを見直した。
He went over the contract carefully.
He went over the contract carefully.
彼は契約書を慎重に見直した。
They went over the plans one more time.
They went over the plans one more time.
彼らはもう一度計画を見直した。
Go over.
Go over.
Go without.
Go without.
なしで済ます。
They had to go without lunch because they were busy.
They had to go without lunch because they were busy.
彼らはせわしかったので昼食なしで済ませなければならなかった。
She decided to go without coffee for a week.
She decided to go without coffee for a week.
彼女は1週間コーヒーなしで過ごすことにした。
He can't go without his morning jog.
He can't go without his morning jog.
彼は朝のジョギングなしでは過ごせない。
Go without.
Go without.
Hand in.
Hand in.
を提出する。
She handed in her assignment on time.
She handed in her assignment on time.
彼女は時間通りに課題を提出した。
He handed in his resignation letter.
He handed in his resignation letter.
彼は辞表を提出した。
They handed in the report to the manager.
They handed in the report to the manager.
彼らは報告書をマネージャーに提出した。
Hand in.
Hand in.
Hang out.
Hang out.
ブラブラする。
They like to hang out at the mall.
They like to hang out at the mall.
彼らはショッピングモールでブラブラするのが好きだ。
She hangs out with her friends on weekends.
She hangs out with her friends on weekends.
彼女は週末に友達とブラブラする。
He spends his free time hanging out at the park.
He spends his free time hanging out at the park.
彼は自由な時間を公園でブラブラして過ごす。
Hang out.
Hang out.
Have an effect on.
Have an effect on.
に影響を与える。
The weather can have an effect on your mood.
The weather can have an effect on your mood.
天気は気分に影響を与えることがある。
Her speech had a great effect on the audience.
Her speech had a great effect on the audience.
彼女のスピーチは聴衆に大きな影響を与えた。
The new policy will have an effect on employees.
The new policy will have an effect on employees.
新しい方針は従業員に影響を与えるだろう。
Have an effect on.
Have an effect on.
Have faith in.
Have faith in.
を信じる。
She has faith in her abilities.
She has faith in her abilities.
彼女は自分の能力を信じている。
He has faith in the team's success.
He has faith in the team's success.
彼はチームの成功を信じている。
They have faith in their leader.
They have faith in their leader.
彼らはリーダーを信じている。
Have faith in.
Have faith in.